Welcome to NodeWorks. Today I'm talking about the MagZip AR Speedloader that I saw out at SHOT Show. I got this one from Gunfather in Denton, Maryland. It's a nice shop. I would definitely check it out if you're in the area or you're on the Eastern Shore, Delaware, whatever. I posted up a video from the guys at MagZip demonstrating this out at SHOT Show. And they got a ton of questions, a ton of responses, and people seem very interested in it. I have this one. I'm going to go through it, how it works, and hopefully answer some questions along the way. So the first thing I'm going to go through is everything that comes with this. Obviously, you get a range box. Then we have a lid that all of these rails clip into. You also have an EVA foam pad, extra rails, and your loading block that you're going to need to put the rounds in to get them on the rails easily. Each rail has two parts, this little pusher deal and where the magazine clips in. The magazine just pushes in and this goes on the lid. Then you load it. They say you can fit 5 magazines in here or more, but it carries 5 nice and easily, and it comes with everything you need to load mags quickly. This system supports 223 and 556 as well as 300 blackout. When I was messing with it earlier, the 300 blackout was a little bit tight to get through there, but it does work. All right, so a couple of questions that I saw kept popping up over and over again was whether it was actually faster to do this than manually load mags. So I'm going to test it. So here I have a hex mag. I have 30 rounds, and I'll put it up on the screen how long it takes to load them. And then we'll do the same thing with the MagZip and see what the difference is. All right, it's 30 rounds in a magazine by hand. So now I'm going to try loading with the MagZip. I will put all the rounds in this block, just one row. And as you can see, because I know somebody had a question about how easy it was to get the rounds in the block, there's a big gap in between each round. So that means if you're not quite perfect, it will fall into place pretty easily. So this is testing loading with the MagZip to see how fast it is. We take our rail, slide it over the case head, put our little pusher deal on here, get everything clipped into place. Whoops. mag. Don't drop our mag. Put our mag on. And there you go. Loaded mag, ready to go. Another question I got was, what kind of mags does this work for? I've been using plastic hex mags for these two tests, but I do have a metal mag here. So I'm going to go ahead and load that because it's supposed to work for all types of mags. Get these rounds on here. Let's put our little pusher on here. Flip it in place. Now we have our mag. Our mag's in place. That was actually easier than the plastic mag. And there you go. Metal mag loaded, ready to go. Overall build quality is pretty good. I haven't seen anything that really concerns me a whole lot. It is plastic. I did see a question about whether it was waterproof or not. If you look, both sides of the lid have this little channel on it that sits down over the box. So it locks in pretty tight. I think if you were to use it this way with the rails up, maybe the rain could get into these little spots. But if you're using it, if you have it sitting on a range like this with the actual lid up, then I don't think something like rain is going to be a problem. I wouldn't go throwing it in a river or submerging it completely, but like I said, a little bit of rain I don't think is going to be an issue. I was initially concerned about how thin these walls are. They flex real easy, but it's plastic. That happens. However, once you get the lid down in place, it actually makes them very sturdy. So I have no concerns about that now. It is all plastic, so I'm interested to see how it holds up. MagZip says it holds up well. It's very tough plastic, so I have some confidence there. Some of the other questions or comments that I saw were to just use stripper clips. Why wouldn't you just use stripper clips? Well, if you buy rounds on stripper clips, I would use those. I wouldn't take them off to put them in this, to put them in a mag, just use them. But I reload, so all my rounds are basically sitting loose in an ammo can. So this makes it easy to use because I definitely don't want to load stripper clips by hand. That's worse than this. So the other questions I saw were about calibers. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is just 223, 556, and 300 blackout. They don't have anything for handgun calibers. They don't have anything for AKs, none of that stuff. Just AR mags right now. I don't know if they're coming out with something else, so we'll see what happens. I would like to see an AK mag loader. That would be nice because those are just as bad as these. I like this as a speed loader. They also market it as a range bag replacement. For me, that's not something that I intend on using it for. I'll probably just throw all my spent brass in here so that it's not in the bottom of my range bag and I don't have to dig it out when I get home. As a range bag though, I would add some type of strap. A strap would be good. Make it easier to carry. Make it easier to carry when you're carrying other things. Like the handle is nice and it's sturdy, but you don't always have a hand free to carry things on the range. Overall, I think it's a great product. I was very impressed with their demonstration at SHOT Show. Clearly everybody else was. I posted up the short form video and it's had a ton of views, a ton of comments. I like the product. I think it's something nice. There's several other products in this same space. This is the only one that I've really been able to use. So I'm impressed.